Hey everyone, Tony D, Little Jones on the couch, and I thought I'd blast through the headlines myself real quick for a little bonus video. Smash like and subscribe, and don't forget to check us out on Bitchute and Rumble today for the now fifth video. That's a Bitchute Rumble exclusive. So there's some cool headlines today, so let's check them out. I found this article on a site called Revolver. I'm not sure where I found this link. It might have been in Gab. Um, it says the key similarities between Lenin's Red Terror and America's woke culture reveal the left's blueprint for a complete takeover. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't get too crazy, but it's an interesting read. You can see that the Bolsheviks were the guys in a much more violent age who basically just rolled in, destroyed the rule of law, and did their own version of justice, and that's kind of what's happening today. Only it's happening in a much more complicated way. So if you don't know much about the early Soviet Union, prior to the takeover of the communists, you really should read it because it's kind of the blueprint for what's happening today. And Gretchen Whitmer, the Wicked Witch of Michigan, from the American Conservative, her crumbling kingdom. In Michigan, a puzzling beer virus surge and a cautionary tale about the exercise of power. This is a kind of interesting article. Obviously a little biased, but it talks about how Whitmer's she's just off her nut about the virus and has used it as an excuse to accumulate all kinds of extra power and really has just been unchecked. And I think I had heard this once, but she also put recovering beer virus patients, forced them into their nursing homes, which I'm sure killed a lot of people, and has refused to release the data. So, if anybody, there's a short list of governors that really deserve to go to jail, and Whitmer is amongst them. And the very Bolsheviks that we have roaming around the United States will not spare her. So she would be wise to get off that train, but so far she hasn't. Canceled People, online database of victims of the new McCarthyism nears 200 listings. This is from Just the News. And if you want to check it out, check out the article. It's in Just the News. And it just has a list of people and why they got fired for doing something, that years ago nobody would care. So, people who have been canceled are on this list, and it's getting longer. So, fight the wokeness, or it's coming to get you. Biden admin reportedly set to allow 800% more immigrants to be released within U.S. borders. He is really just terrible. Look at this. Look at this wave. Look at this wave of migrants, immigrants, illegal aliens. What are we going to do with all these people? Just think about it. Think of all these people coming to your town. I live in a town of 1,900 people. You couldn't jam, we wouldn't have the room for a hundredth of these people. We're a very small town. So I can only imagine what's happening out in the United States, If you're near the border, what do you do? If 200 people came to my town, it would upset everything. It would be like a 10% increase of the population here. We wouldn't have any place to put them. We'd have to close the school and put them up in there. They'd be sleeping on the floor. This is ridiculous. I think it's going to backfire on the Democrats, but like I said, I think it's going to do a tremendous amount of damage before that happens. We're going to be cleaning up their mess for years to come. And I don't mean to say that these people don't, have a right to live and work and be free or whatever, but what good does it do to take hundreds of thousands of people and then, half of them end up on the street or involved in crime just to survive, when we could have taken a normal amount? We could have taken 50, 100,000 people a year, and they would have had great lives. They would have been integrated. They would have They would have had jobs. They would have had a place to live. It would have all gone great for them. Yeah, those other people wouldn't have gotten in, but maybe they wouldn't have come in the first place. Maybe they wouldn't have spent their money on coyotes sneaking across the border. I mean, do you want 1 million people who mostly have a terrible life, or would you rather have 100,000 people who have a good life? I think the latter is preferable than just opening. I mean, Biden just doesn't care. He just doesn't care because he thinks he's immune. But karma is a B. Karma is a big B. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler declares war on Antifa. Tells public to dox people dressed in all black. Well, let's make them hurt a little bit. I'm also asking you to help make a stand and take our city back. Well, well, well. Look who's finally got on board. So funny. You didn't seem interested in, when you were attending their rallies and going down the street and getting spit on, you didn't seem to be interested in doing any of this. The boot is coming down, but it may be too late for Portland. Look at that shot. Look at that shot of him standing. I assume that's superimposed behind him. He's not standing actually in front of a fire, but Antifa made the Portland mayor flee his home, and they sucker punched him in the face. But in response, he did nothing. This is from the Post-Millennial. Even in the final days of the Trump administration, Ted Wheeler was an indirect Antifa advocate. It's true. He was publicly offended at comparisons being drawn by the far-left group and the January 6th Capitol riots. Last year, after the death of George Floyd, Antifa spent the summer sieging the Portland courthouse. Pushover Wheeler has let Antifa riot in the city regularly, but now he's taking it no more. The punished Portland mayor, Ted Wheeler, put out a video announcement that's essentially a call to action for the general public. Let's make them hurt a little bit, Wheeler says. I've extended the state of emergency through the weekend. Our job is to unmask them, arrest them, and prosecute them. I want to personally thank neighbors, family, friends, and others who have come forward with vital evidence. Now you want these people to come forward? You've been cutting them loose for months. You absolute asshat. People know who these criminals are. They know what they are up to. If you have any information, no one's going to cooperate with you, dude. The people who would have cooperated have long left the city or given up. They're gone. They don't trust you. They certainly don't trust. They can't afford to trust the cops. They're under complete siege. They can't trust the prosecutors who cut everybody loose. Now you're going to try to prosecute people? You have to get your prosecutors on board to keep these people in jail. They have to be arrested and kept without bail. They're a danger to the community. Now, I'm not an advocate of that, but at this point, it's gone too far. Now you have to do it. It's on the books. If I was the mayor, I wouldn't have let it get this bad, but that's his only shot. He's got to arrest Antifa and throw them in jail. And what support does he have? Now he's going to act like Trump? The city council is a bunch of Bolsheviks. They want him out, I'm sure. Jesus. If you have any information, please contact the police. Acting Chief Davis will provide specifics shortly. I also want you to know that these people often arrive at their so-called direct actions in cars, and they're not all dressed in black. If you see this, call the police. If you can provide a license plate, if you can do it safely, the information can help later. Together we can make a stand. We're doing what we can today. I'm also asking for your help to make a stand to take our city back. Man, you are an absolute idiot. Now you're making a stand. I can't believe it. Good, I guess. But it's a little late, Ted. What about the Chaz and you left your own apartment building, dude. It's just unreal. Call the National Guard in. Stomp on these idiots. That's what you need to do. You need to stomp them. And that's not going to happen. How are you going to get the governor to cooperate? Because now you're on the other side of the fence. Who's going to support you now? Unless, the Biden admin finally put out the word stomp on these idiots. Possibly it's finally trickled down to Ted. Possibly. It's a good sign in a way, because they will be forced to stomp on Antifa. But now you ask the public for their help? If I was the public, I would be so enraged at you. I'd be so furious if I had been enduring this for like almost a year or more. And now the mayor acts like, oh, we could work together and stomp this out. Where the hell have you been, man? Oh, man. It's unbelievable. Now you're going to dox Antifa. Now you're going to put everybody's life in danger. And let me tell you something. If you live in the Portland area, I say get out. But if you're going to dox people now, be careful. Be extra effing careful. I mean, look at Andy No. He's living in another country because of these idiots. You get caught doxing these guys, you're screwed. And how can you not figure out who they are, Ted? There's cameras all over your city. Use them. Use them. Yeah, they come to the city in cars, and they park somewhere, and they're probably so blasé about it. They probably get out of the car and put on their gear. So, yeah, Ted, use the cameras. Stop endangering your own people. Maybe call the governor and get her on board. Good luck with that, by the way. Good luck with the governor helping you. Idiot. Ugh, he's infuriating. All right, checking the Gab headlines. Pregnant people greenlit by U.S. government to get beer virus vaccine shots. Okay. Not sure how I feel about that. Sounds... I mean, usually a woman's immune system is boosted when she's pregnant, right? It seems counterproductive to give her a vaccine. I don't know, man. It seems... I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what I'm talking about, but man, I think twice about that. More than 900 people shot in Mayor Lightfoot's Chicago this year. Jesus. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people shot. But it's not surprising considering how Chicago's run. For some reason, the Biden administration has recognized the Armenian genocide from 1915, I think it was. Okay. I still don't understand why it was such a big deal. Apparently it was, I think it had something to do with the Turks. They didn't want to recognize because they take the diplomatic hit, but who cares? I mean, it was 100 years ago. I believe it was, I want to say it was like 5 years ago. I think during the Obama administration they tried to recognize it and almost did, but they lost by a few votes. Good, I guess. 5 shot on New Orleans' famous Bourbon Street, police say. That doesn't seem too surprising. It's a bit criminal in New Orleans, I've heard. New malaria vaccine shows 77% efficacy. Efficacy? I guess it's 77% efficient or, good. Becoming the first to surpass WHO target. Good. That sounds good. U.S. Postal Service faces backlash for social media surveillance of inflammatory posts, including anti-lockdown posts. Yes, from Reclaim the Net. They're doing a lot of good work, those guys at reclaimthenet.org. Good. Sue them. I hope you sue the bejeebus out of them. Of course, we'll pay for it, but still. At least maybe it'll stop. Hotels are pulling out of Biden's $87 million contract to house migrants amid political pushback, report says. Yeah, it's different when people live in your hotel as opposed to just staying there. I think it degrades the hotel more because they're just there all the time. You know, regular hotel people come in and out. Some of them barely use the room. You know, I've stayed at hotels when I'm doing shows, and I just basically sleep there, get up, and go back to the show. You know, I'm hardly there. I'm just there basically to sleep and grab a shower, relax a little bit, and, you know, get rested up for the next day. You know, when you live there, I mean, geez, it's a lot more wear and tear, I think, on the building and the facilities. So I don't blame them. I mean, how long are they going to be there? They could be there forever, and then you don't have a hotel anymore. You have a flop house, and you can't clean out the rooms. People are there for weeks. You know, or you know, they're not paying for it. I don't know. I guess you're getting some government check. I guess you're making money, but it's not the same. It's not the same. They shouldn't be staying in hotels. Look, if you can't have that many people in the country, I mean, that's evidence we can't have this many people. We don't have the facilities for them. So how about not letting them in? How about closing the border and saying, don't come in? Biden's trying to do that now after he invited everybody, but the border's so porous. Oh, we went through a lot of these already because it's just such a weird day. It is such a weird day in news. Libya shipwreck, 130 immigrants drown in Mediterranean after rubber boat capsizes. Wow. That's a shame. But, you know, this is their Mexican border. I mean, they're coming across the Mediterranean into the Italian boot, and they get in the EU, and then it's free sailing. Italy will probably be the next to leave the EU. When that happens, that'll probably be the first thing the new Italian government shuts down. They'll probably rebuild their navy, and you ain't getting into Italy. It's dangerous. It's dangerous to cross the Mediterranean, especially in a little boat, overloaded with people. You know, it's bad. I think we got most of these. Yeah, Fox News. Yeah, got that. George W. Bush again. Oh, they seem to have caught the shooter in the McDonald's case. This isn't even a headline. The McDonald's case where the little girl was shot and killed in the drive-thru. So that's good. At least they caught the guy. But that's about it. So I'm going to wrap. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry for the extra video, or maybe you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, smash like and subscribe, do all that usual things. Check out my books, links in the description. And don't forget to subscribe to Bitchute and Rumble, because I'm going to have to start taking the politics off this channel. It's just, I actually have a few extra subscribers since I went down to 3 videos. And according to Sticks, if you're down to 2, that's now the primary way that the algorithm is good for you. So maybe going down to 2 videos on YouTube will be better for my channel. And I could just keep telling you to go to Bitchute and Rumble where the real action is, you know, if you like politics. But anyhow, we'll see you tomorrow.